Yesterday. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Guys with Four Eyes, a podcast that takes you back in time to discuss the movies of yesteryear. I'm Robert Hollister, and with me always is Ben Palmer.
Yeah, let's do a damn thing.
Alright, let's jump dimensions. Wait, damn it. Jump dimensions with us as we plumb through 1993's Super Mario Brothers.
Trust the fungus.
Well, hey Ben, we're back.
Once again.
Here we are. We missed it last week because we decided to get pretty tore up.
Well, it was because we were thinking about this movie.
Yeah, and we wanted to just, live as John and Bob did.
Yep.
As they were on set. Just
Drunk.
Getting tore up. But more on that later.
Yep.
Because that's olds. And right now it's time for news.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Yeah, you like that? Do we sound okay?
I think we sound perfect.
I think we sound
Goddamn
beautiful.
Goddamn beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So news this week. We were just reading, and this is related, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Paramount Pictures is going to be coming out with a Sonic the Hedgehog flick.
About time. That's what I say.
Did you like Sonic a lot when you were a child?
Like the video game or the cartoon?
The cartoon actually is what I wanted to talk about.
There were two different ones.
Aired
simultaneously.
Right, wasn't that because there was the really kind of goofy one
And then the darker one.
the super dark one.
Yeah.
I
remember watching both. I liked parts of both.
Right.
I liked the fact that he always ate chili dogs. In the goofy one.
Yeah, the goofy one was good because it was fun. But then I liked Eggman, or what's his name?
Robotnik?
Don't they also call him Eggman?
Maybe.
Anyway, but he was pretty dark in the dark one.
Yeah.
He was like a robot or something, right?
He was
Anyhow.
a Dr. Robotnik.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm a real special guy. Well, anyhow, so that's coming in 20.
Is that gonna be a CG movie?
I don't know what else do you mean.
No, I mean, is it gonna be like live action or
like
CG?
a live action hedgehog?
Well, obviously, it'd be a guy.
Man, in a suit.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Okay, so the options are: we get a trained hedgehog, a CGI hedgehog, or a man in a suit.
Yep. Or cartoon, I guess.
Do you mean is it gonna be like a blended,
Yeah.
like Roger Rabbit type thing?
That'd be weird as fuck.
Well, not like a cartoon, but I can't think of any CGI / like Smurfs, I guess.
Oh God.
Well then,
Or the Garfield movie.
yeah. I mean, it's no, it can't be because because
You don't need humans in it. I
no,
don't think.
no, because there's only one human, and he doesn't look like a human. He looks like a big egg, as an Eggman, which is his fucking name. Yeah. So that's coming in. That's coming in 2019. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that little picture.
Yeah.
Him going through a coin or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. What's the objective going to be? You think he's going to collect coins?
Or rings? It was
Rings?
rings, yeah.
Oh, rings, not coins. That's Mario. Not a single coin collected in this goddamn movie.
Nope.
Not even. You didn't even see a coin.
Nope. They mentioned coins.
Koopa coins. 2,000 of them. It's got to be heavy.
It's a lot of coins.
I don't think I've ever seen 2,000 coins in my entire life.
Nope, me neither.
I probably have. Who knows? I would never count that high for anything. So look, also, this isn't like news, but I did want to talk about it because we talk about it sometimes in private.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We're bringing up private conversation right now?
That's not really.
All right,
I mean,
let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
No, I want to talk about because there was a new casting, or speculated casting for the upcoming Venom movie
Oh God.
with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And
This is a very private conversation.
it is. So, look, you've discussed with me your thoughts on this Venom movie that's coming to our eyes
Yeah.
next year. A year, actually, in 2 days from now.
Okay.
What do you think about this Venom movie?
Well, we don't know anything about it yet.
Oh.
Other than Tom Hardy and the fact that it's not corresponding with the Spider-Man that we just got.
Right.
So, it makes me question whether or not they're going to cast another Spider-Man.
Now, I mean, there's been a lot of Venom stories that did not involve Spider-Man.
That's true.
So
So you think it's gonna be like a one-off?
yeah, yeah. Why not? You know. And then what if it's like they kind of do like a one-off away from the Spider-Man universe, test the waters a little bit, and then if it does well, then they can kind of maybe like bring them all in together.
As long as they don't step on the toes of the other universe, as far as casting a character that was in Spider-Man: Homecoming
Oh, yeah.
and just having it be a different person. I don't think they're going to. Hopefully not. And
Mhm.
yeah, keep it. And obviously, we've talked about we think he's going to be Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
Venom.
I can't imagine he'd be. I mean, because they brought back Eddie Brock is back as Venom in the comic books
Yeah.
nowadays. I think it already happened because for a while it was Flash Thompson.
Right.
He's a good Venom, but he's not my Venom.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
He's not mine.
I mean Matt Gargan, nah.
Nah.
Scorpion would be cool though, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Scorpion in a movie.
Yeah.
He'd be visually appealing
Well, I'm sure they're going to have him.
at some point. You think?
Yeah.
What do you think a story with Scorpion would entail?
God damn it.
Anyhow, so yeah, that's coming along. It's I'd like to see Venom done properly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
At least look cool.
Yeah.
I don't care about the story because who cares? I mean, really,
I give a little bit of shit, but not all the shit.
you give it a little bit of shit.
A little bit of shit. I mean, I don't want it to be bad.
No, but you would prefer it to be part of the
Yeah, I would.
yeah. Well,
Because why not? Why fucking not?
because Marvel doesn't own that, man. Now, what if it's like part of the? Dude, what if they just throw Garfield back in there? And they're like, yeah, this never ended, by the way. Like,
Here he is.
yeah, you use Spider-Man for your own good over there, but by the way,
we got this Spider-Man.
we never said we weren't going to continue with Garfield.
Yep.
Surprise!
I bet his hair's still good.
I bet he's,
Still has spider hair.
that sounds gross.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
News-wise?
Yeah, or just anything, I guess, in general. I mean,
I love talking, man.
we can just talk about anything, man.
Are we allowed to do that?
I think
We could say that the skeletons look like they're fucking.
we don't, man.
It's kind of do.
It's like, I guess, like if it's like weird
So
sideways reverse
There's
cowgirl.
these there's these like almost full-size skeletons in this dungeon with us, and they're positioned in a way that could be sexual.
Yeah, it's strange if you look around in this dungeon that we record in, and you notice, because we got the skeletons and we got these gnomes.
The Ghostbuster pack.
But I was more pointing about the mythical creatures.
yeah.
That's about it, man. I got a spider web coming straight down.
Dude, I told you when I walked in here, I walked into a fucking spider.
This is what happens when you take a week off, man. This place just goes to shambles.
It's just spiders take over the fucking room.
I guess you're right, because you said spiders in here. I said there's no such thing
Yep.
as spiders in this place.
Joke's on you.
God damn it. Anyhow, yeah, that's it for news.
That's
You
it.
want to get into this piece of shit?
Let's jump into the Super Mario Brothers movie. Shit.
We'll talk a little bit good stuff. A little bit. So,
All right.
you want to tell me the story of Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah. Also want to mention that there's not going to be a lot of good that comes out of this movie.
There's some good.
There is some good, but here's the plot synopsis on IMDb. By the way,
Okay.
pretty.
Is it really good?
It's just super short.
Okay.
The two Brooklyn plumbers, Mario and Luigi, must travel to another dimension to rescue a princess from the evil dictator King Koopa and stop him from taking over the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's sort of, I guess, what it's supposed to be.
No, that's the movie, and that's the story of the Mario Brothers. That's all they do is they just save a princess.
Sort of.
Is he king? I thought he was president.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Well, that's the story of Mario Brothers. So yeah.
You mentioned that there was some good in this.
No, well, yeah. You want to talk about mention the cast real quick, and then I want to talk about the good.
I think that's part of the good, though, is the cast.
All right, so we got Bob Hoskins.
Yep.
He's in here as Mario. John Leguizamo, brother Luigi. We got Dennis Hopper as the Koopa.
The Koopa.
The Koopa. We got Samantha Mathis as Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Fisher Stevens.
Yep.
That swarmy son of a bitch. He's in here as Iggy.
Can't get away from him.
Yeah. He's in there as Iggy, and Richard Edson, which the only thing I know him from is like fucking Ferris Bueller,
Yeah.
and he steals his car. He's Spike, Iggy and Spike, and they're cousins of Koopa. And then we got Fiona Shaw, and she plays Lena. She's like Koopa's like henchwoman or
Like
lover, maybe.
like main squeeze. Are they sexually involved?
Do you say man squeeze?
Man.
I don't know. It seems like she's all. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I have no idea what she's supposed to be.
I don't.
Like, she's not a love interest, I don't think.
But I think she's like into him.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, no, I will say though that, like, yeah, there's not a lot good, but for the most part, you know, with the actors, I thought they did a good job for what they were given for the most part.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Some of the time.
Considering we also read that apparently it was script changes every day.
Right.
Directors that couldn't agree with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would conflict with each other. They wouldn't discuss before going in, and you know, things would change. They would fight on set, and yeah, script changes like crazy.
All bad things.
Yeah, it went through like 4 rewrites before even going into production. So many writers came and went.
Yep.
It's a really bad production. It looked good.
Visually, yeah.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Just the guy that designed the Blade Runner set
Yeah,
did this.
he has a name that was probably important.
Nah.
You know, but yeah, I guess that's where it ends, huh?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and mention, since I always do.
Okay. Yes.
This had a $42 million budget,
Mm-hmm.
and it grossed $20 million. Flopped like crazy. It has surprisingly a 4 out of 10 on IMDb, whereas Rotten Tomatoes gives it a whopping 15%.
Wow.
The lowest score I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's man.
That's really low.
Huh.
So there's some statistical information.
That's good, man.
Yep.
I'm glad. And this was released in 1993.
Yep.
And it's
Jurassic Park came out the same year.
Yeah, man. And you know, they did dinosaurs pretty good. All right. So, I guess
Let's get into the brass tacks of this with a segment that I like to call Cracks the Can.
whew,
And pretty much the reason we're starting with the Cracks the Can is because this is an hour and a half of complete dog shit.
it's really bad. There's a point, like, we were probably like maybe a third of the way through the movie, and I looked at you and I said, has this even started yet? Because it's just literally just scenes that just jump together and just bumble around each other to like form a story.
Right. And this boils down to, again, all the rewrites and all the switching out of writers and people on set. And Bob Hoskins even said years later that when they finally fired the 2 directors, the couple director, I don't remember what their names are.
Rocky Morton and I think Annabelle Jankel.
Yeah. After they were told to leave, they only had like 2 weeks left of production, and none of the scenes were even finished. And they said they pretty much just like threw together what they had,
Just slapped it together,
and tried to make it work.
You know, Morton and Jankel, they have not worked since.
Yeah.
It's just a big
Blacklisted.
a big stain on their career. They said that they've tried to get work, but people see what they've done and they're like, no, we don't want this. Bob Hoskins went on and said that it was a complete nightmare.
Yep.
A fucking nightmare.
Quote, fucking nightmare.
That's what he said. You know, we mentioned the drinking. John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
They were getting drunk on set.
Yep.
Just to deal with like how shitty everything was. Drinking scotch.
Yep.
You know, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drink a beer.
We're gonna drink, and we're gonna try and stumble our way through this movie.
Mm-hmm. Just as Jankel and Morton did, and everyone who worked on it. Look, I'm gonna start with early in the movie.
Let's do it.
Okay, so when we first meet the character Daisy, right now she's working. Daisy's working. She's like a excavator. She's working at a site in under the Brooklyn Bridge.
They found some fossils and dino bones.
Yeah, so they're digging up the dino bones because that's what she's into. She goes to NYU. You know, good on her. There's this evil construction company run by this guy Scapelli. So it's Scapelli Construction.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get them out of there so they can do whatever construction they're trying to get done. But she's like, look, this is an important site. We got to be here. And man,
That guy.
dude, right?
What a sleazeball. Like,
Look, what I wrote down was Scapelli, more like Creepelli. Because he just like threatens this little girl.
Yeah.
Not little girl, but she's a young girl, and
Yeah.
he just like threatens her, and I feel like it's like not like it's like a sexual threat.
it's like a rapey threat.
It's a very rapey threat. Like
He mentions that women have been disappearing, and he didn't want anything to happen to her.
yeah,
And then he like eyes her up and down like
That-
a fucking creep.
right. It was the eye thing. It was like
Creepelli,
It
dude.
was just like it was just it was super creepy. So that's when we get introduced to Daisy.
Yeah.
And then she has to like run across town to find a payphone.
Because this was the 90s and people didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. And there was no phone closer. Wouldn't they have like a on-site
You would think.
phone,
you
like
would
a
think.
radio phone?
Like they're finding these fossils that are super important. They don't have any way to communicate with anybody to tell them about what they're doing.
Hey, Doug, just climb in this tunnel, go underground. What's the worst that could happen? If it collapses, I'll just jog 5 blocks to the nearest payphone. Hope I remember to bring a quarter with me.
Oh, but I didn't.
Oh, man. So she goes up there to the payphone
Yep.
to call the university.
Right. To get security or something.
Mm-hmm. And this is when she meets.
Luigi Mario.
Yeah, and Mario. And sparks fly immediately.
For some reason.
You can tell, right?
He's like a bumbling idiot. He doesn't say anything.
No, nothing that makes sense at least.
Nah.
Almost like this movie.
Oh my god. Yeah, the dialogue's really bad,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning. Like, it was bad the whole time.
Yeah.
So they sort of have some dialogue, and then she agrees to like ride back with them, even though she just walked to this payphone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
she gets in their creepy van with him, and he asked her on a date.
Yep.
And then we. All right, so even though the Mario brothers are supposed to be super broke plumbers,
Yeah.
they're able to go to this fancy restaurant and have dinner.
Yeah.
When Mario's like complaining in the beginning about Luigi buying a newspaper. You're spending your money on this?
Yeah. Maybe Daniela is paying for it. She's Mario's love interest.
Sugar mama.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
Why
We'll
not?
give it to him.
Yeah, sure. So anyhow, after they go to dinner, they go on this date, and then Luigi walks Daisy back home. Meanwhile, they're being stalked by Iggy and Spike, who are trying to find the princess because she has. Oh, by the way, she has a piece of a meteorite on her neck,
Yeah.
on her necklace, whatever. And the goal is that Koopa wants to get the meteorite because then he can put it into the meteor that crashed to Earth that destroyed the dinosaurs. Oh my God! Hold on.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
It's 2 different dimensions.
there's 2
going on.
dimensions. When the meteor came down, hit the Earth, and destroyed the dinosaurs, it split the Earth into like weird dimensions, like where it hit. So we got one side where the humans, our universe, where we evolved from,
Right.
primates, apes, whatever,
Yeah.
and then the other side where the humans, quote, subhuman, humanoids, whatever, they developed from dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So Koopa wants to merge the 2 worlds so that way he can just take over the whole fucking planet.
Yep.
Because he only has a shitty city.
Yeah, he needs resources.
Yeah. Yeah.
For who fucking cares?
Right. And what? So Iggy and Spike are trying to find the princess to get her back to her proper dimension because she was dropped off as a kid. Blah blah blah. Whatever. None of this is important.
Yeah.
Nothing's important. So.
Yeah, so they follow Mario and his girl,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
and they capture her. They
Mhm.
think it's the princess. They're wrong,
Right.
of course.
Yeah.
And then they immediately find Daisy.
No, they bring the princess, they bring the wrong chick back to their dimension, Dino Hatton, and then they come back to get Daisy because they realized that they'd fucked up
Yeah.
again, and they go to the dig site, which they know how to go to, which Luigi and Daisy had gone to because they were having a fun conversation about dinosaurs or some shit, and then decided to run like children across the city
Yep.
to go to the dig site.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Scapelli's people are there.
Sabotaging
Yeah.
the site,
But it's okay because all they're doing is breaking pipes.
Yeah.
And guess who she's with?
A plumber.
Whoa. So they get the help of Mario. And they go down there and they fix the fucking pipes. And meanwhile, Iggy and Spike show up and they clunk them in the back of the heads, take Daisy, run off with her. Then they go through a wall into like a portal through into the dimension of the dinosaurs. And then that's where everything gets fucking really stupid.
Yep. So, not that it already wasn't. But.
Actually up until this point, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it made sense at least.
Yeah.
You could follow what was going on. It was like, okay, this all checks out. And so then, they jump through this fucking wall.
Right.
Which was stupid as fuck.
Real dumb.
And then, bloom, they're in fucking Dino Hatton.
Yeah.
Which looked just like Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Cool set, though. It looked cool. The fungus is everywhere.
Sparks are everywhere.
All the cars look really cool. But the place doesn't make any sense. You immediately see that guy like flip his bike over a rail.
He's just riding his bike and he just rides it into a rail and that's it.
Cars like crashing randomly.
Nothing makes sense.
None of it makes any sense. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like I don't understand how like this society has been able to sustain itself and not just burn to the ground because no one seems to know what anyone's doing and everyone's just running around just doing bullshit.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man.
There's literally no order, and then there's like these high-end retail stores like that sell like the thwomps,
right?
Which are the boots. They're like these jump Yeah, like jet boots, and it's like I don't feel like anyone could afford these things.
Yeah, what do these people do?
Yeah, like is there a good part of the town?
I don't think so.
Is it just all bad?
I don't know. So anyway, amongst seeing everything in this town or in the city, you see a bunch of signs that say like "Vote Koopa," Koopa for president, blah blah blah. But he's already the fucking president.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's a re-election coming up, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would put up with that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, considering he got into power by devolving the original king, no one seemed to care.
Yeah, everyone's just like, okay, it's Koopa. So anyway, the Mario Brothers are following the boys who are taking Daisy,
Spike and Iggy,
and then they get arrested while they're chasing because they're plumbers and.
Well, they run into Bertha. Oh, by the way, mention this, I guess.
God.
In the middle, so as Daisy's getting pulled through the portals, they manage to snatch the meteorite
Off of her neck. Yeah. So they have it now.
They have it, but not for long.
Yeah. Koopa finds out they have it, puts a bounty on their head of 2,000 Koopa coins, which we never see Koopa coins.
No.
God damn it.
I know, such a
if they're as big as they are in the game, can you imagine? Those things are bigger than Mario's body.
Look, if I had to guess, like Koopa coin, remember like the Koopa coin? Remember the coins in Super Mario Brothers, like the big oval ones with Yoshi's face on them?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Oh, okay. I thought you were not talking about the little normal coins.
No, I'm talking about in the game that thing's spinning around.
Yeah.
And it's the size of his fucking body.
Yeah.
Can you imagine carrying 2,000 of those?
I can't imagine carrying one of those.
My God, you'd be rich.
But how are you rich? I mean, is that like just like 2,000?
No idea.
What's the value you think? Is
like pesos. They're just not worth shit.
I mean, hey, I mean, 2,000 doesn't seem like enough.
No.
Yeah.
They should have. Whatever.
20,000.
200,000.
But then again, I guess really it matters on what the cost of living in Dino Hatton is,
right?
You know, I mean, like if rent's only like
let's break this down economically here.
Right. I mean, if rent's only like 5 Koopa coins a month, then I mean 2,000 Koopa coins is a pretty big fucking deal.
All right, I'm done with the Koopa coin.
All right, but seriously though,
yeah, it's fucking dumb. So anyway, they lose this fucking thing.
Yeah, they lose it to Big Bertha, who's like this big chick, and she
hops away in her fucking boots.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So they go to jail, and then Koopa wants to talk to him, so he pretends to be a lawyer. And he's like, "Where's the meteorite?"
And they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Then he shows his true form of being an asshole.
Yeah, that's it. He's just like, "By the way, I'm Koopa." Ooh, and they're like, "Okay."
What a ruse!
You got us good.
Yeah.
And that's when they have the big prison break. They steal a cop car.
Well, he shows them like how their devolve gun works, and he has to like over-explain that, even though it seems pretty simple. Yeah. So he devolves Toad, which by the way, Toad's like some like street performer.
Yeah.
And he gets arrested for singing about
Anti-Koopa,
which look,
vote Koopa. It doesn't make any sense. The guy's a dictator. You don't vote for a dictator.
right, and like, what is this Toad's first? Like, you've been warned about this before. Like, you know better.
Yeah.
You know against the law is Toad. Blah blah blah. When they show up and arrest him,
Yeah.
is this Toad's first time doing this?
Oh, yeah, maybe Toad's in and out of jail all the time.
Yeah, but this is the first time he gets devolved, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
They finally had enough, so they devolve him, turn him into a really stupid-looking Goomba.
Yep.
Big body, small head.
Yep. Goombas.
What'd I say?
No, I'm just saying Goombas
Oh, okay.
and shaking my head because that's Koopa's army.
Yep.
And they're the most fucking insufficient pieces of shit.
Yeah, they really are.
I'll get into them in a little bit.
Okay.
But
When we get to double crack the can.
I'm gonna crack every time we gotta crack another can.
Oh my god. So look, so they find out how the devolve thing works. They see what happens to Toad. What I don't think they understand because they literally see Toad go into the machine.
Yep.
Which is just a chair, and then your head gets stuck in it, and
That's it.
Max headroom looking thing. And then he comes out, and they're talking like, "Oh, what have you done? Oh," and then Luigi's like, "Is that Toad?"
Right.
Yes, it is.
You just saw him.
You just saw him. He just explained. Koopa just explained what was going on. Like, how do you forget this so quickly?
It reminds me of the fucking Zoolander scene when he explains why it's male models that they're targeting.
Uh-huh.
He goes through the whole spiel for like 2 minutes, and then at the end, Zoolander's just like, but why male models? It's the same fucking thing. Koopa goes through this fucking crazy long explanation of how this chair works, and they see Toad in the chair,
Yeah.
and he turns into a Goomba, and then Luigi, is that Toad?
Yeah, it's so stupid. So then Mario and Luigi get the upper hand with the Koopa's guys. I don't know what this is. I shouldn't do this gesture again.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow, and then they throw him in the chair.
Yep.
When they go to devolve him, but somehow he doesn't.
Yeah, it sort of does it.
His eye twitches.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
And like I was saying, like this could have been a really short movie if nothing got in the way, and then nothing did get in the way, but yet it didn't happen.
Right.
So whatever. So they blast on out of the prison. They're getting shot at by the Goombas. Oh man. Oh, they steal the police car.
Right.
God damn.
I'll also talk about the fucking guns they're shooting. So the Goombas have these like flame blast guns.
Yeah.
They're not flamethrowers.
They just throw like
A ball of flame.
yeah.
Dude, these guns do nothing in the whole fucking movie.
No.
Like they're whatever. Terrible fucking weapons.
Yeah, because coming up here, like they steal a cop car and they're driving through the city,
God.
which this whole thing is stupid. But they get alongside. At one point, they're alongside two other police
They get
vehicles,
sandwiched in
Yeah.
between two other cop cars.
and they're shooting at the car in the middle, at
Yep.
Mario and Luigi, the cops on the sides. And like you said, it does nothing.
Yeah.
And they're shooting the car.
Yep.
And it's doing nothing.
Literally nothing. And so then you get your classic fucking trope. Mario slams on the brakes. They both drive forward,
And shoot each other.
shoot each other, and both cars blow up.
Huge explosion.
Yeah.
Definitely like the action and stuff was.
Over the top, but
Yeah.
I think that's to compensate for the garbage movie.
No, yeah, I mean definitely style over substance.
Yeah.
And man, not much style.
No. And so they start driving, and I was really pissed about. I was fucking triggered. No, it just didn't make sense because they're arguing in the car, and Luigi keeps telling him he's going the wrong way.
Yeah, but they're not going anywhere.
They have no idea where they're going. They're
have,
just
like-
driving.
Yeah, they have like some weird map. They don't-
Thing like GPS thing on the car, but where are they GPSing? They don't know where the fuck they're going.
Are they trying to get the Koopa Tower?
No, they never even said. I mean, maybe, but they never said it.
I can't imagine where else they'd be going.
I,
But yeah, they didn't
Sure.
say it. Just like they didn't call the fucking place. Did they even call it Dino Hatton?
no.
Okay, great.
So they instead of like doing anything that makes sense, they just drive off a cliff.
Yeah, they drive into a tunnel and then they get alerts on their fucking screen that say like tunnel incomplete.
Right.
Like, you're going off the grid, blah, blah, blah. And they're just like, fuck it, we'll just drive through this dark ass tunnel.
Yep.
For whatever reason.
And it shoots them out.
Yep.
Off a cliff.
Yeah, sneezes them out, as
Yep.
Luigi said.
Yep. And the fungus catches the car
Mm-hmm.
before they slam into the ground.
Yeah, the fungus that's been all around the city that's helping them out.
Yep. So then they're in the desert.
And this is once again, this is another scene where They are hanging. They're hanging by the fungus, and they open the doors, and they
Trust
get
the
out.
fungus, man.
Trust the fungus, yeah. So they get out, and they, they're talking about what's going on, and then, they're well aware of what happened, that they're captured by fungus.
Yeah.
And then they have a little back and forth talking. Luigi says something like, "Oh no, it wasn't your perfect driving. It was this fungus that caught us." And then Mario's like, "Ugh, let's get out of this fungus." Like, like you didn't realize that you're in fungus the whole time because you're just fucking talking about it.
Yeah,
And then suddenly you're like, "Oh, let's get out of here before this fungus eats us."
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Yeah. And then they choose to walk out into the desert.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
Why not just climb back up the fungus and go through the tunnel?
Right. So anyway, doesn't matter. While that's happening,
Other things are going on, huh?
Spike and what's the other guy's name?
Iggy.
Spike and Iggy get evolved
Right.
because Koopa's like, go get them, go catch some fucking plumbers.
Uh-huh.
He evolves them, but they're still just as stupid as they were.
Like, they're...
They talk different. Like, they have
Right.
better vocabulary.
Look, I want to say, like, right here, I wrote this down. I when they are evolved, like, why do they gain knowledge when they're evolved? They should just be able to gain the ability to
gain knowledge.
gain knowledge, you know? Like, just because you evolve your brain doesn't mean that you're not, like, just implanted. It's not the fucking Matrix.
Yeah.
You're not just implanted with, like, knowledge that you didn't have before,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
don't just learn kung fu.
No. And
Even
apparently, I mean, I guess they were just faking it anyway because,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, so he pops out and he asks his buddy what the square root of some giant number is, and then he's like, "It's this." But when I read some problems with the movie, apparently that was a wrong answer.
yeah.
So good on them.
Yeah, good job, guys. So now that Spike and Iggy have a brain.
Yep.
They're
So they find them in the desert.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they agree to just help him. They're like, "Hey, by the way, let's team up. Let's go get that princess."
well, Mario and Luigi kind of like got him captured, so
Yeah.
whatever.
But whatever. They turned into good guys essentially at that point.
Yeah.
And so they take him back into the city.
Yeah.
But they have to sneak into the city, to a dump truck.
Yeah. They had to
And-
like fight these like strange, like
I don't know.
gimpy men. Like
What's with the gimp mask?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And also, he hits him with the plunger. Where'd he get the plunger? He hasn't had it the whole fucking movie.
I
He
don't
just pulls it out of his ass, I guess.
probably.
Uh,
It just keeps it up there.
and so then they're then they're at the bottom of Koopa Tower, and that's when Mario has the idea to turn off all the heat to the city. Remember when he's like, "These are heating valves," and they
Well-
like crank those valves, and that's when everyone starts being like, "Oh, it's so cold in
well,
here."
yeah. Well, but after they get back in the city, they go to the dance club because they have to find Big Bertha to get the rock back.
Right. But they'd already done this heat thing, right?
No.
Oh, that's just in Koopa Tower, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because after they leave the dance hall, that's when they go to
Okay,
the... Yeah. Look, man.
Sorry, man.
That's okay. So, look. So they go and they find Big... Because Iggy and Spike, they know who they're talking about. Because
Right.
they're like, oh, yeah, this big woman in red. She,
She's got the meteor.
And they're like, oh, that's Big Bertha. She's the bouncer at Bullet Bills or whatever.
Right.
So they go up there. They do the dinosaur. Mario seduces this woman. Gets the rock back, but then they're called out or whatever.
Yeah.
The door person at the club calls the police or whatever and reports that the plumbers are there. So they
Right.
show up. The Goombas and Lena show up and they get the rock back.
Lena gets it.
Lena gets the rock, yeah.
Meanwhile, they escape.
Mhm.
So
Yep. And then they make their way to...
that's when they go to Koopa Tower.
Yeah.
They turn off the heat. Why does he do that? Like, what was the point of that?
I don't know.
Because it didn't affect anybody.
No. Because...
All it did, the girls in the room said it was cold.
Oh, yeah.
And then they slid through the thing. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
The ice pipe.
Is that why? Maybe that's why they turned it off. Maybe that's
Because he knew they were going to do that?
why. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
So yeah, they make it cold, which we all know. Reptiles hate the cold. Do they?
They're cold-blooded, man.
I think they do hate the cold though. Maybe that's why they did it.
Everybody hates the cold.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Whatever.
I don't hate the cold. God damn. Anyway, so they do that shit, and then, oh yeah, okay, and then this is where we get them in their iconic suits.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Because he rummages through a fucking closet.
Yeah.
Why do they put these on?
Because they're in those stupid suits that they had on from the nightclub.
the fucking Night of the Roxbury suits that they're wearing.
Yeah, so they probably don't want to be wearing those anymore.
Right.
So they put these like
Plumber suits on.
which who's wearing these
I don't fucking
in
know.
the real world? Like in Koopa's world,
Nobody's wearing this.
no one's wearing them.
So yeah, they look like the fucking video game characters finally.
Yep.
For like 2 seconds.
They stay dressed like that for the rest of the movie.
No, they lose the hats.
They don't lose the hats until the Battle of Koopa.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
Look, did you watch this movie or not?
I tried to. Man.
Yeah. So they go up this elevator. They make the dinosaurs dance. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't even care about that scene.
Look, and then meanwhile, oh, okay. Look, meanwhile, he meets up with Daisy. He gets her cleaned up, and then
He also makes a rapey gesture at her.
yes, I'll want to use her later, I think is what he says.
That's exactly what he says.
I literally dropped my pen when he said that. I was just
Take her back to the room. I want to use her later.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Good on you, Koopa.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
creep.
So yeah, so Lena's got the rock. Whatever. They merge the universes, right? This is what happens. There's the fight.
No, well, yeah. So Lena starts to do the universe merging. Luigi finds Daisy.
Yes.
She finds her in the room.
With her dad.
With her, yeah, because we find out the fungus is her father,
Yeah.
and that's why it's been helping them out the whole time.
Right.
Uh,
Yoshi's there too. He's cool.
yeah, little fucking Yoshi. Hold on, what did I write here?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so they go in, they fucking save Daisy, and then they're like, let's get out of here, and she's like, oh, Mario, by the way, your girlfriend's captured too.
Oh yeah, you didn't know? She's on the 56th floor or
Yeah,
whatever.
and he's like, what? And they're like, go get her, we'll just stand here.
Yeah.
Why didn't they all go? What are they doing?
Getting captured by Koopa and the Goombas, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what
Yeah,
happens.
they're like, Mario, you go ahead. Go save your girl. We'll literally just stand in this room.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then as soon as they leave the room, Koopa comes in the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, gotcha.
Yeah.
What?
And once again, Luigi has to threaten, you hurt her, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Which is like his favorite line
Yeah.
in this whole fucking movie.
And so Mario goes, rescues his chick,
Yeah.
and all the other girls that have been captured,
The ones that have been missing from Brooklyn.
yeah, who they kept thinking was the princess. And the big escape out of that room,
Yep.
Mario kicks in a air vent or something,
Yeah.
and they grab a mattress,
Uh-huh.
and they slide.
They slide down.
They just slide down on the mattress, like 5 people on a mattress, and then the Goombas grab another mattress
Yep.
and slide. And
Anyhow, so this
God
happens, and it's
damn it,
a
dude.
fun romp.
It's so stupid.
And so Koopa and the Goombas.
By the way,
What?
what's up with all these fucking pipes that lead to nowhere?
I don't.
The end of this pipe didn't even have like a gate or anything.
No.
They just they floated across the
No,
city.
no, it had a gate because remember he kicked it out. He kicked it out.
It was full of ice and shit.
Yeah, so it was all frozen up.
But what are these pipes for? What is that thing even doing there?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Tell me.
I don't know. I don't understand pipes, man.
Tell me.
I don't know. It's a good thing that he's a plumber and understands pipes because otherwise that could have just led to their death.
Yep, but he knows. He's been living around pipes his whole life.
He's been talking to pipes, listening to pipes even. God damn. So Koopa and the Goombas, for some reason they're down in the streets at this point, and they brought Daisy and Luigi out there with them.
Yep.
I don't know
And-
why. But
no idea.
But just in time for this mattress to come flying across from Koopa.
All right. to try and like give a little to try and give a little visualization of this fucking scene.
Yeah.
This pipe is like, elevated up in a building. They bust out
Yeah. It's just,
and they literally float across the city like a fucking magic carpet.
yeah, like a feather. Like
Yeah.
just a leaf on the
And
wind.
it makes no fucking sense. And it just floats on down perfectly right in front of fucking Koopa
Mm-hmm.
and slides. All the girls run to safety. Mario decides he's gonna have his battle with Koopa.
Yep, they start fighting a bit.
They do a little fight,
Yep.
and Mario pulls out a bob bomb.
Well, they're fighting like he's hanging on this like stupid It's like a gravel shifter or sifter thing, and he's sitting in that, which kind of reminded me of like, remember the old games when there's a character in the cloud, and he would like go through and like throw shit at you in Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't supposed to be that.
Probably not, but whatever.
Call back to the game.
So they fight in this thing for a little bit. He has the rock at this point. He's got the meteor now.
No, he's faking that he has it.
No. Koopa has the meteor. He had it in his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lena had the meteor, then she went down, and Koopa realized this, so he sent out like a wanted ad for her, I guess, or whatever. And so they arrested her, got the rock back, and then the police officer brought it to him, and because remember he held his hand out. I believe you're looking for this.
Yep. Open the hand, and there it is.
He dramatically turns towards it.
Yeah.
And why not keep it like in his pocket, man?
No idea. He puts it in his mouth.
Yeah.
While he's fighting.
Yeah. So it gets knocked out of his mouth naturally.
Yep. Lena lunges for it. Gets electrocuted.
Somehow lives. So
Whatever.
yeah, whatever. So Mario has a bright idea to like take his shoelaces and like hold it like it's a necklace.
Yep.
Until he lures him with that, like, hey, check it out.
It's like, I got it.
Yeah, I got your rock.
So Koopa's following him, and then that's when he pulls out the bomb, right? How do you say it? Ba-bomb?
Ba-bomb.
Ba-bomb.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they're on like this walkway on one either end, and he pulls out a bomb that's stuck in the fungus because the fungus is trying to help him.
Yep.
He twists it up and he throws it down, and we get
The bomb starts walking,
a bomb.
and everyone who sees it freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting this giant explosion.
Of course, but as it is for the moment, it just kind of like loses its way and falls into the depths of the earth.
Yep. Meanwhile, Lena.
This is when Lena's merging the earth.
She finally gets the fucking
Piece.
meteorite thing shoved in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. It's sort of shoved in, and then the worlds merge.
Yep.
So then Mario and Koopa end up in Brooklyn.
Oh, by the way, when she forces the meteorite piece into the meteor, she is killed.
She shoots her into a wall, and she turns into a skeleton.
Which Luigi says, well, she certainly makes an impression.
Good joke.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't care how bad this person is, because she's really not even that bad of a person. Yeah, she's on the bad side, but, like, to see someone get, like, just destroyed and turned into a skeleton that's, like, plastered onto a wall.
You gotta say some sort of little pun about
I
it.
guess so. And
Yeah.
so...
That was probably the most clever piece of writing in the whole fucking movie.
No, you know what? When they first go into the heating chamber, and Mario's like, oh, these pipes haven't been serviced for years. And then Luigi's like, must be a union job.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh, man, because they can't lose their jobs, so they
Yeah.
do shoddy work. Anyhow.
Hey, unions, fuck you.
Just union workers in general. So Koopa's about to give it to fucking Mario, right? But then the worlds merge, so they start to dissolve, and then they all end up on Earth together.
Yep.
Where Koopa's there with his Goombas, and everyone's just like, oh. And everyone's just hanging out there, and they show up at the construction
They're
site.
all there, yeah. First, like, the press is there. Scapelli's there.
I guess because somebody was going out with Scapelli, maybe?
I don't know. But Koopa's got a fucking devolved gun in his hand, which is just a repainted fucking Super Nintendo blaster.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool they use those, I guess.
Yeah, it was like, I think it came with like Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he blasts Scapelli with it for whatever reason.
Yep.
Turns him into a monkey,
Mm-hmm.
which, debatable. That's all I could say about that.
See, I'd say he would just turn him into, a human because we just started, right?
If you think I came from a monkey,
Oh, man,
you
you
got another thing coming, man.
bro. We just appeared, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God created me, man.
Well, God created monkeys, right?
Yeah, that's why monkeys are still around.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, shit. All right.
All right, look. And so these terrible creatures show up out of nowhere, blast this guy,
Turns him into a monkey in front of everyone.
and everyone just laughs.
Yeah.
So he's like, once again, just like Koopa, which we'll get to in just a moment. Like, everyone hates this Capelli guy.
Yeah.
Why do they do business with him?
No idea.
Whatever. So, meanwhile, Luigi still somehow, why doesn't he not get thrown? Oh, because he's like in that bubble around the meteor?
Mm-hmm. Sort of, whatever. He ends up able to pull the fucking meteor back out.
Yeah.
So the worlds demerge, which they demerge, but why? Whatever. I
Whatever.
was gonna say, why doesn't Mario stay in the real world?
I don't know, man.
Because that's where he's supposed to be.
I don't know. But they all come back,
They all come back.
and then, oh, man. So then what? Luigi shows up and he's got his rocket boots, right?
Yeah, but not before Bob-omb makes its way right under where Koopa's standing, blows him into the air.
No, it's they start shooting him.
No, that's after.
No.
Definitely after.
They start to shoot him. Look, he flies through the air with the two guns. He gives one to Mario. They land next to each other on the platform where they're facing off. Whoops.
Whoa, calm down, man.
And then they shoot him in the face, and he kind of like stands around. And he's still got his suit on. And then he blows up, and he goes back into the gravel sifter.
Yeah.
And that's when he turns up, and they continue to shoot him until
it turns into a T-Rex.
Yep.
And they keep shooting him until he turns into a fucking pile of ooze.
Yeah.
Devolved to ooze.
Primordial ooze.
Yeah, pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, man. It's fucked up. That's how he goes.
Oh, so anyway, as soon as he turns into ooze, everyone cheers.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah. He just murdered this man.
These alien plumbers just came to this dimension, murdered your king or president or whatever he is, and you're just cheering. And then they start just like tearing the banners down, painting over his signs.
How'd those guys get painted that quick?
They're just waiting, I guess.
Like, as soon as he turns into slime, they're like white roller, like right over the fucking billboard.
Oh, man.
Paint over this.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the fucking fungus king just turns into a king again somehow.
Yeah.
He's just like poof. He's a guy. And you're like, cool. That's weird. No explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that's it. And then
then they leave.
Yep. So Mario and Luigi, they go back to the dimension. Luigi's like, Daisy, you gotta come with me, man. And she's like,
I love you, man.
Yes. Like this whole movie was like probably over the course of a day.
Like maybe like 4 hours.
We spent maybe like 2 hours together total.
Yep. I love you. They have a kiss.
Then they go off. Daisy stays behind to find out where she belongs.
Yep. Oh God, and so then it shows them back in the fucking real world.
Yep.
And the news is talking about multi-dimensions and how the Mario Brothers saved the world and
Yep.
What fucking news are they watching, man? Like
they're watching that TV show they was watching. It's like Ancient Aliens kind of.
aliens, man.
It's because he was watching it earlier at the beginning of the movie. That's like miraculous, something like that. It's like one of those like just hokey shows. And and the fucking guy is like, but saved by the Mario Brothers. I'd call them the Super Mario Brothers.
Ugh.
And then they do their weird wiggly finger high five thing.
Very Bill and Ted.
But at least Bill and Ted's hands don't touch.
Yeah. That's a weird like hand clasp thing going on there.
It's wiggling.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. So everything's cool. They're hanging up, but then Daisy pops through the door.
With a big gun. And
And she's like, Marty, it's about your kids. We have to go back.
Those are pretty good doc, man.
Thanks. But like that scene, like it just reminded me of that.
It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
The door kicks open. Like, we gotta go back.
Man. And so that's it.
That's the movie.
That's it. And then we get an end credit scene where the creators of Mario
are talking to Spike and Fuckface and saying we want to make a movie about your adventures. What should we call it?
Yeah. And they're like, they come up with the Super Koopa cousins.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
The end.
What a fucking shit pile, dude.
Yeah, it really is. But you know what? Such a shit pile. Just gonna keep opening beers because there are some things I really want to get in and nitty grit about. So we're gonna go ahead and call this.
Cracks the can.
We're gonna call this segment Super Cracks the Can. Oh, I couldn't get it.
That's all right.
All right, so look.
Let's talk about the worst thing in this whole fucking movie, and it was agreed upon by both of us without even talking about it. Like we were just like, what is up with this fucking song?
All right. So look, one of the worst things about this fucking movie is this goddamn song. It plays through like everything. Whether they're just like they're like driving funny through the city or they're like running for their lives.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Just how many times do you think this song played in the movie?
Dude, easily like double digits.
Oh, 100% double digits. I'm gonna say like 30 times.
You know,
Like the song is 1 minute long. It's a minute of perfection, by the way, folks.
yeah.
It's just zany and like listen to that dumbass fucking song. Man.
And you can tell, like, this is an example of, like, how... Because the original tone for the movie was supposed to be darker. And
Right.
you can tell by the way it looks. Because the set was built before, you know,
Yeah.
everything changed. This is an example of what made this movie so shitty. Was just trying to, like, lighten up, make it kid-friendly, make it family-friendly. Because if it was a darker tone movie, I feel like it would be better.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it definitely has the makings of a darker movie.
Yeah.
But they just fuck it up with music like that. The awful humor.
Well, it's just bad dialogue in general. I don't think Mario and Luigi ever say more than like 2 words or like 2 lines at a time
Yeah.
in a scene. Like there's the dialogue. It's like, "Hey, this is stupid. Yeah, you're right. This is stupid. Let's do this. Okay." And it's like that's your dialogue for that scene, and let's move on to the next scene.
Yeah. And speaking of that, like, scene to scene, it was like everything was just set up just right to, like, work out
Right.
for them all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was just nonstop, continuous motion.
Yeah.
Never once did they sit down and think about, like, what is actually going on here? Where are we? And what should we do? Let's make a plan.
Nope.
They just kept moving, and everything just worked out for them.
Yeah. No problem solving whatsoever.
No. It's just
So.
fumbling through the whole goddamn thing.
It's like me in life, man.
Man, tell me about it. Look, do you have anything you want to pinpoint?
No, I think I've definitely covered everything I wrote down.
All right, look, there's something I want to pinpoint
All right,
real
here we
quick,
go.
and we'll get out of this. The pizza.
I forgot about when he orders pizza.
Speaking of the humor, the pizza. So King Koopa, like halfway through the movie, for no reason, he just decides he's gonna call up and order a pizza, which he has his own specialty pizza called the Koopa Special.
Right.
And the guy on the other end, the pizza guy, he's like, oh, okay, you know, so you want pterodactyl with that, you know, blah, blah, pterodactyl tail. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, lizard, you know, dino, hold the mammal.
Yeah.
But it's like, that would be like the same as if I called a Pizza Hut and I was like, hey, can I get a pizza with a monkey? You know, like,
What?
well, okay, assuming that we evolved from apes, right? Back to that. But anyway, no, and you know what I mean, like, whatever. So they did evolve from dinosaurs.
Right. But they're eating dinosaurs.
So they're
That's what
eating
you're saying.
themselves.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's weird and it makes no sense.
Well, they're carnivores, man. Dinosaurs ate other dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense, huh? But it's still stupid.
No, it was a stupid scene.
Yeah.
It also was so fucking randomly placed.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could. Like, there was something that happened with like the Mario Brothers were doing something like trying to escape from some fucking stupid
Yeah,
thing,
it was like
and then it just cuts to him sitting in a room on the phone, and he calls and orders his pizza. The guy's like, "Cool," and then it just cuts back to whatever the fuck was going on.
I think it was when he saw that the Mario Brothers were inside the tower and they were talking to Daisy when she was communicating with them when she was in the throne room with her fungus dad.
Right.
And then she was like, Mario, Luigi, and they're like hanging by the hanging.
By the trust the fungus, man.
Well, he was hanging by a hook, but
No, yeah.
yeah. And I think he saw that like on the screens, and he was like, "This is a good time to order pizza."
Sure.
Sure, why not? You know. And then of course they throw back to the pizza 2 more times after that, which once again it's very
The callback to that fucking shitty joke.
yeah, and it's they're in times of like great peril.
Yeah.
You know, like a scene that should be serious.
Yep.
But once again, they had to like, go in there and lighten it up.
So obviously, it's time for do don't.
That's dude, don't.
Do don't, man.
Don't-
Yeah. Before you say don't, I gotta ask.
how do you know?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, what's up?
Do you give this movie a do or a don't?
Wait.
I just had to officially ask it.
Oh, okay. Don't do this.
Yeah. I'm also don't fucking look. I know it's an old movie, and a lot of you who listen to this are probably a lot younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows who Super Mario Brothers are.
Yeah.
Play the fucking games. Don't waste your fucking hour and a half of your life watching this piece of shit movie.
It's just like, I mean, and I saw this in fucking theaters, man, when I was
Yeah.
a kid. I was excited.
Yep.
And I remember, my mom brought me, and I can only imagine, like, she brought me and my sister, and it's like, I can't imagine what the hell was going through her head. She was probably like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah, and poor Nintendo, like, this is the first video game movie ever made,
Right.
which obviously there's been a slew of them now, but
Yeah.
Nintendo was terrified since this. They've never released another property they have for a movie.
Right.
Rightfully so, because this movie fucking backlashed like crazy.
Well, I mean, it's strange because, they sold the rights to it to, I can't remember the name of the company now, but it's just some small little company, production company.
Right.
It's for $2 million.
Yeah.
It's like they could have maybe gone to like a larger studio,
Right.
maybe try to, get some people like working on it that knew what they were doing, and maybe it wouldn't have been as bad as it was.
They figured it was foolproof. They were like, "It's Mario!" Like he was fucking everywhere. He was on cereal, like
cartoons,
fucking commercials, like bed sheets, fucking literally everything.
Right.
They're like, "This movie's gonna sell. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's not put a bunch of money into it
because it'll just make a bunch of money anyway."
Right. And
boy,
it fucking flopped like crazy.
They were wrong. So that's that. All right, man.
That's fucking Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
we did it.
So we skipped this one last time, but we're gonna do it this week.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about a couple things that we've been checking out. This is our 2 dicks picks.
2 dicks picks.
I feel like we need a jingle, right?
There's got to be a jingle
I
here.
know.
If you or someone you know does jingles,
Yeah, if you
feel
want
free
yeah,
to jingle it up.
yeah, you can do it for exposure.
Yeah. That's so much exposure.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, what have you been checking out?
I've been checking out a couple things.
I know we both checked out the new Star Trek.
Yeah. Okay. You
2 episodes.
Want to talk about that?
I mean, I'm just saying that. It's pretty good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So Star Trek
Destruction.
Star Trek Discovery premiered 2 weeks ago, I think.
It's got to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
Something.
Whatever.
2 episodes are out.
Yeah, 3 episodes are out.
Oh, there's a third.
The third one just came out on Sunday,
Oh, okay.
so I gotta check that out. Really good stuff. The first 2 episodes, you mentioned they're kind of like a setup for what's to come.
Yeah, I think they're combined like soft pilot.
Like a big cold open.
Yeah, hard pilot, I guess. It's the hardest pilot.
What?
I don't fucking know. So anyway, it's pretty much
Pilot?
soft pilot. I'll tell you, watching all those that's full female cast on this, I didn't have a soft.
What?
All right. Anyway,
Look, it's good.
no, yeah.
It's good. You know what I don't?
good.
You know what? Okay, one of the things I don't like.
Tell me what you don't like.
Look, man, I don't like the opening like credits when those happen. Like it's not
Yeah.
Star Trek to
No,
me.
it's this weird retro like whiteboard. Like, what the fuck is he
Like
even doing?
sketches,
Yeah.
like plans, and blueprints for like hands
Yeah.
and spaceships and fingers touching.
I
I think.
like it, man. I don't
Yeah,
like it.
it's no good.
No.
No.
Hey, Star Trek, get your shit together.
Look.
Get a new opening.
Look, like you remember like the old school Star Treks, like Next Gen stuff like that.
Yeah.
It goes to like space, the final frontier. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah, dude. And then you get like Picard like doing action stuff and then swiveling in a chair and like,
I don't think you get any of that.
you don't.
No.
But that's what you should get. That's what I'm getting. You understand? Do you
Like-
understand what I'm
like a-
saying? Are you pointing at fucking Luigi right
Like-
now?
Trust the fungus, man.
No, god damn it. But I want that opening. I don't
Yeah.
want this weird,
Hey,
sad.
man. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do with that thing.
But I guess save some pennies, I guess, because then they can do
Yeah.
more stuff with it, like make the Klingons look really badass.
They look really good.
Yeah.
That's some serious makeup, man.
Yeah. Super good.
And it's like I mentioned this the other night when we were talking last night, actually.
Yeah.
I hope that they didn't like blow their budget load to like get everyone watching with this with the pilot episodes, and then once we actually get into the series, it'd be like shit.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be shit, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing a lot of the Klingons for a while.
Yeah,
I
or
think-
at least like the special effects in general. Like,
Right.
A lot of the space shit looks really fucking good for TV.
Yeah. No, it really does. Like the space battles and such.
Yeah.
It looks really good. They're doing a really good job with it, and I hope it does continue. But I think it looks like they're gonna kind of like it's gonna be a little more tamer for at least a little bit.
Yeah, because
Things happen. I'm not gonna get into that. You know, I mean, it's pretty fresh though. But
looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. It seems pretty promising. So I'm excited for that. Something that did not look that good, and it's probably not gonna be very promising. That I checked out was Marvel's The Inhumans. Yeah. Which, it's a shame, man, because I really like The Inhumans. I've been catching up on their reads
right.
of late, and some good stuff, man. Good, really, good characters, and it's just they're not really delivering with it.
Yeah.
And one.
I kind of figured that, man. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did too. I mean, I've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Like, when you can't even make a good trailer for a show, you know the show's not going to be that good.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It does suck, because I was, it'd be nice to, get it right at some point. And, it's just weird to think, like, it's, whether we like it or not, this exists now in the MCU. Because it's part of it, more or less. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
but Marvel Studios.
Marvel does a great job of not merging their TV and movies.
See, I think this would be a good example of like something that they could have done later on on the big screen, like when they go further into like space and like with like Phase 4 or Phase 3, whatever's coming up next.
Once they get the Fantastic Four back,
right? I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, because it makes Inhumans, Fantastic Four, it all makes sense together.
Guardians, throw it all together.
Yeah, I mean, Black Bolt. He flies, I believe. Yes, in the comic books, he does fly. I don't see any evidence of him even jumping high on the show.
Have they? How have they been? Do they have the chick like talking for him, like reading his thoughts, or how are they?
He just like kind of like
gestures.
Yeah, he makes faces a lot. It's a lot in the face.
Okay, I was wondering how they were gonna like do it in like long scenes.
He just kind of
good face.
He just makes faces. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. And people just kind of know, and they're like, all right, cool. Or he'll like touch his heart.
They generally try not to ask too many questions.
Well, I don't understand why he just doesn't write things down. And they got these like communicators they wear on their wrist, so they can be like, hey, hey Karnak, it's Gorgon. Where are you, man? And he's like, oh, hey Gorgon, it's me, Karnak. I'm down the road. Oh, cool. But like Medusa, she's like, hey Black Bolt, where you at? And he's just like,
like really?
he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And
there should be a text option on that watch. That's not a new Apple Watch. Like you can't just.
I had high hopes for it. Not gonna lie. Like it looked like garbage, but I was really hoping it would be somewhat decent. But it just is not. No.
And well, the other thing we checked out was the final episode this season of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, man.
Right.
It was very meta.
It was.
Way more meta than any of the rest of the season, actually.
Yeah, they really
referenced like real shit and broke that wall a lot
in
this episode.
They recognized like kind of where they had gone maybe a little astray.
Yeah.
Previously we talked about this, but
yeah.
Like and like I feel like they kind of like went a little off in the second season.
Yeah, they went very. I think. We talked about this. I think Harmon had a lot more control. And it became like very story driven.
Right.
And which it was fine. I mean,
it wasn't bad.
But I think Roiland didn't want that. He didn't want it to become this like super plot story driven like episode like cliffhangers. What's gonna happen?
Right.
So I think Roiland stepped in and kind of was like, look, it's supposed to be a lot more random. We'll keep a ongoing story. It's great, but it
doesn't need to be like the main basis of like what's going on. Like
right.
it doesn't need to lead to something big.
Yeah.
Which is what season 2 did.
Yeah.
Led to something very big.
Yep.
And then this season, which then by comparison, it felt like initially like a letdown.
It felt that way, but then as we talked about it, it was the perfect way to end it.
Yeah. Them
acknowledging that it is this gigantic thing that you looking forward to it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just pretty great.
It's just a stupid cartoon about some like idiot people, created by some moron,
Yeah, and the fact they point that out, it's pretty great.
Yeah, and people like made it this big thing. Like, I mean, I was, dude, like waiting for season 3 to come out. I was, when is this happening? And then it did, And it, first episode back, pretty good, But then they just went ahead and just crushed everything from the second season, and so I was like, oh, okay, so now we're just back.
Yeah, let's get back to the basics.
Back to basics. And it was good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
We'll just wait 2 more years for that.
Oh yeah. Anything you've been checking out?
I'm trying to think. No, not really.
Okay.
No, nothing new. Anyway.
Yeah, nothing new, huh? Just old stuff, huh?
All I do is watch old movies I've seen 100 times.
Yeah. You watched an old movie recently?
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
You know what I watched the other day?
What?
It's real bad.
Okay.
The Mummy, Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
You're not missing much, man.
I know the Mummy ride at Universal Studios is really awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
So if it's anything like the ride, then I'm sure it's a
hoot.
It's a thrill. So that about does it, huh?
Yeah. Let's wrap it.
Cool. Wrap it and dab it.
Where can you find us, man?
You can find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna start to try to use a little bit more.
Yeah, let's Insta it up, man.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Yeah, these headphones get so hot
I
on my
got
ears.
sweaty ears, dude.
Oh yeah.
We're also on YouTube.
Yep. Posted a video today for hackers.
Yeah, we had the hackers video.
Yeah. Then you can find us on SoundCloud. But apparently, and also a bunch of other places too. Blueberry. What else?
I don't know.
Dude, just Google us.
You could just Google us and we just come up, man. It's weird as shit.
It's so crazy. But then we're on iTunes, and then wherever you found us as well.
Yep.
So you can tell us where that is in a comment.
Hey, motherfuckers.
Email. You can reach out to us 2guys4eyes@gmail.com.
Whoa, is that a real email?
Yeah, it's a real email. So I'd like to hear from you. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you would like to hear if there's anything that you have in mind.
Yeah, any movie.
Right. This is October. We're gonna try to do
some scares, man.
Horror movies.
Let's get some scares.
Yeah. What do we? Next week we're going to be doing. Are we doing Jason X?
I think we should do Jason. Jason X. We want to do some Halloween Resurrection.
Or H2O. Which one is it?
Well, one of them.
The one with the reality show.
Yeah, we'll figure which one that is. I don't remember exactly. I think it's Resurrection. Resurrection.
It's one of them, and then
some Chucky or something. I don't know.
Maybe a Leprechaun in space. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oof, whatever.
Pinhead in space, maybe.
Oh, we should do Tales from the Hood.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, all right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure, and
till next time.
Check it easy.